For phenomenal questions and excellent engagement that we had through this question answer session. Now we have to be thankful to the person who's made it possible, who's made a huge contribution for this program to happen. And we request Mr. Robin Srivastava, he just want to take a couple of minutes to speak about his content. Please have a patience to hear him, and then we'll move to the panelist felicitation, and that's how we will end the program. And vote of thanks. Just give a second. So, I'm sorry, it's Swati Srivastava. Please come.
Thanks. Honorable speakers, guests, and my students. I am sure some of you must be wondering what this Ek Kadam all about. A brief insight into the life of freedom fighters, unsung heroes, and their dependents will set the pace. According to Government of India, we have 1,70,200 freedom fighters on record who are drawing pension and medical benefits. Over 550 crores are spent annually on pension and other benefits. There was a unique case in Supreme Court of India last year in November. A war widow of a decorated army officer who fought 4 wars after independence was drawing a pension of just 84 rupees per month. Hockey is a national game. But there was no regard for the legend of hockey, Major Dhyan Chand, while he lived his last years, and even now. Among some of the athletes who earned gold medals for our nation in the last Commonwealth Games, among some of them are still waiting for their 5 lakhs. This is where Ek Kadam wants to take the lead. The idea of Ek Kadam was born in the month of July last year. Between July and December, we spent a lot of time in interacting with the corporates at different levels. But somehow we realized that the corporates were not very comfortable. Although they liked the concept, they were very much comfortable with the idea, but they were a bit reluctant in associating with the small-time private limited companies and their promoters. That was the day we decided to take this cause to its first level on our own. During the course of interaction, we happened to meet Mr. Jamin Panchal and Mr. Anil Kohli, who have actually supported us morally and also gave us the platform to stand before you today. We are a team of ordinary citizens with an extraordinary hopes for our nation just like you. Our belief is one can make a difference, and hence the project is called Ek Kadam. We have 3 major goals. First, to identify and share the stories of unsung heroes from all different walks of life. Second is to create a unique platform where all the government benefits and schemes are available under a single roof. Third, going forward, we have plans to create an employment opportunities for the unsung heroes and their dependents by creating a direct contact with the corporates. Some TV channels have already taken an initiative of recognizing and rewarding the unsung heroes. The scope of our work starts with one point common to the TV channels, but it goes beyond a one-day celebration. With our 3-point agenda, the unsung hero not only gets a recognition, but also gets an enhanced socio-economic status in the society. There are so many unsung heroes who not only deserve recognition, but an honorable life too. We understand the assignment in hand is not very simple, but somehow our team is very confident about today's youth, as they have recently proved their worth in the recent Anna Hazare's movement. To start with, I request all of you, whoever present over here, to donate just 1 hour in a week on internet with us. Ek Kadam website is already functional. There is a separate page for Ek Kadam group, and a separate page for Ek Kadam is on the Facebook, where more and more people can get connected and corporates with an HNIs who can take this thing to a level. Friends, I have requested 1 hour a week on the net, but even if it is 1 minute in a month, it will have a great value to us, because we believe one can make a difference. We are not connecting any funds from any individuals or corporates at this point of time. Whenever the need arises, we would plan the same in such a way that it gets routed to the beneficiary directly from the donor. Ek Kadam also takes the opportunity to announce Ek Kadam Soch Award for the students. The knowledge shared by our panelists today would be of a great value when you write your own essay. The closing date of the receipt is 30th September. On behalf of Ek Kadam team, I would like to thank each one of you, whoever is present here, for giving me a patient hearing, and look forward for your constant support for this cause. Jai Hind. Thanks.
Thanks, Swati. Thanks, Swati. We have distributed that Ek Kadam pamphlets. Please go through that and do appreciate the kind of work that this team has been doing. Now we move to the vote of thanks. Vyumesh Panchwatia, who would do the vote of thanks and then felicitation. Over to Vyumesh.
Thank you, RP. Just like Aditya, I have prepared a small note here. I deem it a privilege to have been asked to extend a vote of thanks in front of this august crowd. The very presence of these esteemed speakers in today's program, in spite of their very busy schedule, is a reflection of the importance of the gravity of the topic discussed. All present here are, I'm sure, inspired by your gracious presence. I, on behalf of the entire team present here, thank the panelists for sharing their thoughts and especially their vision for this country. I would also take this opportunity to express our hearty thanks to Mr. Robin Srivastav, the main sponsor of Ek Kadam, Miss Archana Nakhua, publicity material designer, Swati Pradeep, who's based in USA, who's in charge of the digital publicity material, Shweta Mehta, our online advertisement consultant, Mr. Mohan Arora, all the directors, deans and principals present here, Jaihind College and its students for extending a huge support to us, and the media houses for covering this event. I would like to say and extend a few words to what our esteemed panelists have said. It is absolutely right that Mr. Chetan Bhagat has said that we have to take the initiative on our own. In fact, these are a few lines that I have robbed from one of the person who I respect. His name is Mayank Gandhi. He says it is basically my father and your father, and I'm sure everybody present here, they are elders who have actually let us down. We do not have a leader to look up to. The audience today in Jaihind would probably find a leader in Sachin Tendulkar or in Shah Rukh Khan. We do not have a true leader. And when they found one in Anna Hazare, they followed him blindly. So let us change this whole thing. There's a short story which says there was a kingdom wherein there was an activist, or rather a saint, and the story says that God said that, this entire kingdom will come to an end if you all don't support this saint. And in order to support the saint, please pour 1 liter of milk into a well. And everybody agreed to it. And in the night, everybody was to pour 1 liter of milk inside the well. And everybody, each and individual house started discussing, अरे यार ये तो बहुत महंगा हो जाएगा, बाजू वाला दूध डालेगा, मैं पानी डाल देता हूँ, कहाँ कैसे पता चलेगा? And in the morning, they realized that none of them had poured milk. Everybody poured water. And this is something exactly this is the phase that we are going through. Do not expect somebody else to pick up the jhanda और आप बोलते हो आप संघर्ष करो हम तुम्हारे पीछे हैं और पीछे मुड़ के देखा तो कोई नहीं है. So why should somebody else be Anna Hazare? Like he rightly said, you yourself have to be Anna Hazare or any other leader. Why blame a particular political party, be it the Congress, be it the BJP? You want to see the change, be the change. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months in advance. It requires immaculate planning, an eye for details, sponsors obviously for the funding. Here is a team which is highly motivated, dedicated and result oriented. And finally, I would conclude by saying it is not how much you do, but how much passion you put in the doing. Thank you. Thank you. You've been a lovely audience. Thank you, panelists. I would request Mr. RPG to please felicitate the panelists with a bouquet of flowers. RPG presenting the bouquet to Meenakshi ji. A bouquet of flowers for Mr. Chetan Bhagat. Can I request Ms. Ragini to present a bouquet of flowers to Mrs. Kiran Khair? And a bunch of flowers for Mr. Aditya Rajkol. And last but not the least, our moderator for the evening, Mr. Ganesh Arnal.
I want to just add one thing about Ganesh is that he did not act like Arnav Goswami.
Mr. Robinji would love to give a memento to the panelist. Mr. Robin Srivastav. The audience are now free to ask questions, as many questions to the panelists in person. It's an open forum now. Thank you once again for this lovely evening, and we assure you that we'll have many more such eventful and knowledgeable sessions happening. Thank you. Have a good evening.